The current version of Warzone will never have an FOV slider for consoles, but the next version will. In this video, I'm going to explain how I know that. A few weeks before Warzone Pacific launched, I published a video predicting that Warzone would still not have an FOV slider for console with the new Caldera map. Well, that video got a lot of attention, and basically every comment that I got in that video was about how I was 100% completely wrong. But it turns out that I was 100% completely right. So how exactly did I know that Warzone still wouldn't have an FOV slider for consoles when the new map dropped? I've been in marketing and product management for over 20 years, and I know for a fact that when a company has something big to talk about, they talk about it. FOV for consoles is not just big, it's huge. But Activision didn't talk about FOV for consoles leading up to the launch of the new map. So I knew that there was a 99.9% chance that the new map would not come with an FOV slider for consoles. But why didn't the new map come with an FOV slider for consoles? My experience in new product development and product launches has taught me that if you have a product that can do something your target audience wants, then you release that product with that feature. So here's what that tells us. It tells us that the current version of Warzone simply can't support an FOV slider on consoles. If it could, they would have already given it to us. So why can't the game currently support an FOV slider for consoles? Well, it's a last-gen game. It's a game built for PS4 and Xbox One. So even if you have a PS5 and you're playing Warzone on your PS5, you're still just playing a PS4 game. Prior to the launch of Vanguard and Warzone Pacific, we were told that the new map would run on the new Vanguard engine, which was basically just an updated version of the Modern Warfare 2019 engine. Well, that didn't happen. So Warzone Caldera has the exact same FOV limitations for consoles that Warzone Verdansk had. So when will we actually get an FOV slider on consoles for Warzone? I think the answer to that question is actually pretty obvious. It'll happen when we get a next-gen version of Warzone. Around the time when Black Ops Cold War launched, we were told that we would be getting a next-gen version of Warzone pretty soon. But that also didn't happen, and here's why. If a next-gen version of Warzone launches before the majority of Warzone players are on next-gen consoles, Raven would still need to support the last-gen version of the game right alongside the new next-gen version. And if you've been playing Warzone lately, you can tell that it's difficult enough for them to support the existing version of the game. With all the challenges the game has right now, can you imagine what it would be like if they had another version to support as well? So when exactly are we going to get a next-gen version of Warzone? Warzone 2 is coming in March 2023, and we can assume that it's going to be a next-gen game. Activision was waiting to see a large enough percentage of the Warzone player base playing on next-gen consoles before they released the next-gen version of the game. What that percentage needed to be all depended on how much Activision was willing to invest in Warzone. And I think we've seen that they're not willing to pump a whole lot of money into their signature franchise. But their new owner, Microsoft, also sells gaming consoles. And what they really want is to see as many people as possible playing on the latest generation of their gaming console. So what they're going to do is they're going to accelerate all the changes that the community has wanted with Warzone for a long time. And they're going to start with a next-gen version of the game. What that means to me is that the next-gen version of Warzone, Warzone 2, is going to have an entirely new map, new guns, and an FOV slider for consoles. So unfortunately, Warzone Caldera will never be playable with an FOV slider for consoles. But at least now we know that the next-gen version of Warzone, Warzone 2, will have an FOV slider for consoles. And if you want to get better at Warzone, regardless of your FOV, you need to learn how to take on multiple enemies by yourself and win. Check out this video to learn how to do that.
I did.